Friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be diving into another machine on the VulnHub, which is Katana. The link will be put in the description section below so that you can download it and play it on your own. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Now let's head over to Linux to begin with. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target machine. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be net discover. So as you can see here, I took the options. I'm taking the option of, -i to specify the interface, which would be used to send packets to discover online machines. And also I use the option of -r to specify the network range. This can narrow down the scope to speed up this process. So now we can press enter and we provide the password of our own machine. So as you can see here, the IP address of the target machine could be recognized as 45. So what shall we do next? We need to perform port and surface scanning with a map. To save time of this video, I've already completed before. So now we can get out its result. Let's scroll up a bit. So as usual, I took the options like sync scan, the version scan, the default script scan, and then followed by the -p- to do the full range port scan. The last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. Although the IP address has been changed, as I re-imported the target machine into the VMware workstation, so this time different IP address has been assigned to the machine. Anyway, this will not affect our application. From the map scanning results, we can tell that the target machine has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ports, open ports in total. Many open ports. But okay, we can. However, before we go ahead, I'd like to note down some such key information. Okay, so the IP address of the target machine is 45. So the map scanning, the routes, the first one is 21, and the surface is FTP. And also we can get its version information. As we know, this version is not vulnerable. If you want to know, you can use such a sprite to confirm. And the 22, the surface is SSH, or secure shell surface. Of course, at this point, we cannot find any workable exploit for this particular version. And the next one is 80, which is running HTTP surface. And also we can get its version information, Apache 2. And the next two are used by Samba. Let's copy and paste over here. And also for the 445, we can copy. And the next 7080, which is running HTTPS. So next one, 8082, which is also running HTTP. And the last one is this 8715, which is also running HTTP, but the surface is injects is different from other ports. Sorry. So now what are we going to do next? We need to enumerate different services on the target machine. However, where to begin? As I mentioned, if the target machine has file sharing service running, such as FTP service, Samba service, we should enumerate those surface first. In this case, FTP, we cannot do very much at this point. So now we can turn our attention to Samba surface. To emulate Samba surface, we are going to use two utilities. The first one is SMB client, and press enter. We provide password of my own machine. And there, although there are two shares, but they are default ones, we can't do very much. Another utility I'm going to run is enum for Linux. This can emulate the Samba surface comprehensively. Particularly, this utility can give us usernames on the target machine. For example, this case is Katana. We can note down this information. Samba username. If we cannot find any vector with other surfaces, and then we can try to use the Hydra to crack the password for the FTP or for the SSH surface. But for now, we can put it aside for a while. Let's go on. Next is port 80. It's time to emulate this web application running on the port number 80 to see what we can get. We can fire up the browser to perform manual emulation first. Press enter. So very beautiful SWOT picture. We can download this picture to the Kali Linux. Okay, and next we can check its source code by right-clicking your mouse. What I'm doing. Oh, sorry, not this one. View page source, but nothing exciting here. Next, let's bring back the terminal window to use command line to make furthermore emulation. Q, and we'll try to retrieve or access its robust file. However, not found. Next, we can launch Nicto to perform automatic emulation. In the meantime, we can analyze the downloaded picture. The utility I'm going to use, the first one is EXIF2. This one can get back all metadata from this picture or from this image. Okay, but nothing special here. Next, I'm going to launch stack hide extract option. No passphrase, couldn't extract any data with that passphrase. Stack seek, couldn't find a valid passphrase. And also I'd like to run strings. Sometimes, a text message would be hidden in the picture. So we can use strings command. This command will retrieve all readable characters from the image, but nothing here. Next, okay, it's done, Nicto, but Nicto didn't find anything interesting for us. Next, let's launch the GoBuster. And use option of W to specify the word list. I always use the GoBuster word list and extension option. Press enter to see what we can get. Almost immediately find this directory. We can copy and in the meantime we can access this directory by browser ebook. Okay, this is a welcome to online CSE bookstore. So it's just a simple web project words. This will be pointed to internet. And here on the bottom, we can find this admin login. We open link in new tab. And we can try to use admin as username and admin as password. Submit. It works. So easy. And so now what can we do? We can try to find locations where we can upload web shell, right? So sign out. Books. Contact. So maybe we can edit. We can upload image. So maybe we can upload web shell. I've already got this web shell ready. So now we can, use the browse and navigate to where Katana. Okay, here select change but not found. So it means this function is not working. Okay, so nothing else we can do. So how about, okay, I think we have already completed enumeration with this web application running on the port number 80. It's time to enumerate the second web application running on this port number 7080. Okay, so now let me close up these tabs to save space of the browser. So now we can access the 7080. Press enter. This is HTTPS, but I think we get the same content as before or as the first web application. And also we can check its source code, nothing here. And also we can try to access its robots file, not found. Next, let's launch the Linux to perform automatic enumeration. To see what different we can get this time. In the meantime, I think we can configure the command to perform directory enumeration with this port number. Okay, so now let's autocomplete this command and then change it. 7080. And also I think we need to put the option of -K to disable the validation of a certificate. Let's press enter. A lot of output, but a majority of response has status code for 403. So maybe we can put the filter. So which filter? So we can use the B. So status code 403. I do not want to see so many rubbish output, but we get the error. So maybe we can exclude the length. So the index lib view, let me access the view. Not found. Anyway, GoBuster can't find anything useful for this port number 7080. I'd like to interrupt it here to save time of this video. So 7080, port 7080, nothing. Now, how about 8082? Let's access this port number by browser first. Press enter, but we still get the same picture. Very interesting. And also we can check to see robots file. And also I'm going to launch the GoBuster. But this time we need to change port number 8082 and also remove this S. Let's press enter. So yeah, I think we find this one very interesting. The name itself is telling us we need to pay particular attention. So maybe we can upload something to the target machine. We can copy. And also this one. But we find this protected. Interesting. And also blocked. So I think we can have a look at these two directly first. So the blocked. What's this? 403 forbidden. So how about protected? We are required to provide username and password. So how about admin and admin? Sign in. Not successful. Next, we can access upload PGP. So request body updated by parser. So what's this? The file is empty. So how about HTML? We can upload file to the target. Very good. So I think now I've already got the shell file ready. And now we can, we can set up a listener on the Linux waiting for collection, right? And we can browse, select, submit query. Please wait for 1 minute. Please relax. However, the file has been moved from temp directory to this one. So this means upload has been successful. Great. So now we need to access this file, and this file is located under the or within HTML directory. So now we can copy and paste over here. We can access this file. But not found. So maybe this file is accessible on another port number. So we have remaining port number which is not enumerated yet. Yeah, this one. Maybe we can copy Press enter. It exists. Even our uploaded shell is working. Fantastic. As you can see, indeed, we have already got back the collection from the target machine. Next, I'm going to spawn an interactive shell by Python. So Python 2 is available, and we can import pty module spawn bin bash. And also I'm going to define the environment variable term. Then we can clear screen whenever to get a bigger space on the window. Next, we need to go to home directory to gather information. Even we find this a password file, and the current user has read permission. Password. So this should be the credential for the user Katana. So great. So now I think we can, maybe we can open new tab. Katana, and we can use SSH Katana IP address of the target machine. Yes, and we can copy the password from here. But permission denied. So maybe, this user has been configured not using password-based authentication, which is fine. Let's go back to this shell. We can try to switch user here, Katana. As you can see, it's working. Fantastic. And what can we do next? We can run sudo. But current user may not run sudo on this machine. So how about the binaries which has SUID bit? So the perm or permission option for 1000 type file. But nothing special here. Next, we can go to opt directory, manager, HTML. Nothing here. HTML, ebook. Admin, PGP. So nothing here. Verify. We can find. This should be the password, username, and password for the database collection. So I think next I'm going to upload linpeas shell script to perform automatic enumeration. We can set up a web server on the Kali Linux, and then we can use wget to upload. After all, we need to find, or we need to look for those low-hung fruit. Okay? Linpeas. And we need to make it executable and run it. When we try to elevate privilege, in most cases, we should take advantage of this script because this one can perform automatic enumeration, very comprehensively. Okay, because it can gather information from various aspects. It's done. Now we can scroll up I'm looking for those vectors which are usually highlighted in red or yellow color. Hashes inside the password file. So maybe I think we can crack the encrypted password. Let's go on our searching. The Python, this version 2.7 has capability of set UID. So this means we can set UID as 0, and then we can get root shell. Okay, so we do not need to make brute forcing against this encrypted password. So how to do? We can run Python 2.7, and we can import OS module and OS set UID to 0, and then OS system bin bash. Very easy. So now we can, get root shell, and then we can grab the root flag without any problem. So I think that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you next. Bye. Have a nice day, please.